Hello, I'm Billy D. Williams, welcoming you to the Sci-Fi Channel's presentation of The Empire Strikes Back. Some of you may recognize me as Lando Calrissian from this film. Lucas's epic vision of tomorrow set a standard for all to follow, paving the way for the big-budget science fiction space spectaculars we now take for granted. Having established credibility for his characters with Star Wars, Lucas pulled out all the stops for The Empire Strikes Back, perhaps crafting an even finer film in the process. By revamping the time-worn techniques of stop-motion animation and precision matte painting, George Lucas pushed the envelope in every way imaginable, giving us one of the most fully realized visions of the future ever committed to film. Now the Sci-Fi Channel proudly presents George Lucas's The Empire Strikes Back, here on the Sci-Fi Channel. I'm Billy D. Williams, your host for George Lucas's incredible Star Wars sequel, The Empire Strikes Back. The ice planet Hoth was populated by all sorts of strange creatures, such as the Tauntauns and Wampas, which were manufactured as mechanized puppets and then filmed. Bringing these puppets to life required precise stop-motion animation. This technique produced a large amount of wear and tear, but resulted in a fluidity of movement that made the process well worth the effort. Now let's return to The Empire Strikes Back, here on the Sci-Fi Channel. Hello, I'm Billy D. Williams, your host for The Empire Strikes Back. Of course, bringing one of the puppets to life was largely due to the simple human touch of finding the right voice. Frank Oz of the Muppets added an element to Yoda's voice that was irreplaceable by man or machine. Now, more of The Empire Strikes Back, here on the Sci-Fi Channel. I'm Billy D. Williams, your host for the Sci-Fi Channel's special presentation of The Empire Strikes Back. Such attention was paid to detail that it became the first science fiction film ever to show the corrosive effects of traveling through outer space. Now let's return to The Empire Strikes Back, here on the Sci-Fi Channel. Hello, I'm Billy D. Williams, your host for the Sci-Fi Channel's special presentation of the final chapter in the Star Wars trilogy. You may recognize me as Lando Calrissian from The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi is the third film of the series and reunites Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo, and me. Return of the Jedi became the film known to Star Wars fans as the creature feature, because of its wide array of alien races and otherworldly beings. Jedi also reintroduced us to the Kalmanians, a species unseen since the first episode of the trilogy. With its detailed presentation of a racially mixed galaxy populated by extraterrestrials of various shapes and sizes, Return of the Jedi became the first motion picture to illustrate the concept of racial harmony as it might be for us in the future. This giant step for movie making is a landmark moment in cinema history, promoting a trend toward interspatiality for future films to follow. And now, George Lucas's Return of the Jedi, here on the Sci-Fi Channel. Hello, I'm Billy D. Williams, your host for the Return of the Jedi. Luke Skywalker, having undergone rigorous training since his adventures in The Empire Strikes Back, is now nearly a full-fledged Jedi. You see, George Lucas's goal for this third film in the Star Wars series was to combine the experiences of the two previous films into one supreme production, dazzling audiences beyond their expectations. Now here's more of Return of the Jedi, here on the Sci-Fi Channel. Hello, I'm Billy D. Williams, your host for the Sci-Fi Channel's special presentation of Return of the Jedi. What George Lucas set out to make with this, the third film in the Star Wars series, was an event that would wow even die-hard fans. As our story continues, we find that Luke Skywalker, who you may remember from the original Star Wars, started out as somewhat of a youthful dreamer. But throughout the years, he's proved himself and is now nearly a full-fledged Jedi. Now here's more of Return of the Jedi. Stunningly visual, Return of the Jedi actually alienated some fans who didn't appreciate its gentler tone. Hardcore Star Wars fans liked hard-hitting science fiction films such as Alien and Terminator. But these films wouldn't have been made if not for the success of Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back. Jedi focused on characters and filled the screen with dozens of fantastic creatures created by Lucas's own master team at Industrial Light and Magic. By the time Jedi went into production, Industrial Light and Magic, or ILM as it is often called, had become the premier special effects production company. Let's get back to more of Return of the Jedi here on the Sci-Fi Channel. Hi, I'm Billy D. Williams, and you're watching the Sci-Fi Channel special presentation of Return of the Jedi. Because the underground market had pirated so many Star Wars scripts and so much memorabilia, Lucas wanted absolute secrecy for the filming of Jedi. For the location work in Yuma, Arizona, the production crew used a fictitious title, Blue Harvest, to keep security tight. Even the special effects teams weren't told what they were working on in order to keep the media out and the mystery alive. Stay with us as we continue with Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi continues here on the Sci-Fi Channel. I'm your host, Billy D. Williams. You may ask how actors can work with so many special effects, puppets, and models. Well, I was lucky to have been a part of Lucas's future world. To see that kind of brilliance at work was an incredible experience I'll never forget. Stay with us.